So now that we've completed defining the parameter set and preparing our model, we're now going to use the direct optimization tool in ANSYS in order to optimize the model. We're going to go into the toolbox here, and we can see under Design Exploration, we have an object called Direct Optimization. So let's go and bring in Direct Optimization and create a standalone system right over here. We can now see that the Direct Optimization has now been linked to our parameter set. And it's asking us to name this, and we can just leave this as Direct Optimization as the default. Now we can see there's a question mark, which means that there are some parameters that we have to define. So let's double click on Optimization to open up the optimization window. So next up we have the Objectives and Constraints cell. So as mentioned before, we want to minimize the mass of the lug while achieving a high factor of safety. So we can easily predict that increasing the thickness would reduce the stress and thus increase the safety factor, but it becomes more complicated when more inputs and outputs are added. So this is where we can set up those constraints and let ANSYS Solver find the best result. So here we can add a parameter in the table value of our inputs and our outputs. So let's here choose the safety factor minimum, and let's also select the lifting lug mass. Now you can see here on the left it created cell 4 and 5, which are the two objectives that we're going to set up. So as you can see here we have our parameter, and under column C we have the objective. Now here it says no objective, so what we can do is select this, and we can say that we want to maximize the factor of safety minimum. And for the lifting lug mass, we can click on no objective and say that we want to minimize the mass. Now here on the right you can add a constraint if you want, such as if you want the values of the safety factor to be within a certain bound, you can choose, let's say, values less than upper bound, and you can choose an upper bound for the safety factor. But in this case we don't want any constraints, so we're going to choose no constraint. Now that we've added these two maximize and minimize objectives, we can see now that under optimization we have a lightning bolt, which means that ANSYS is ready to update. But before we continue with that, let's go ahead into the optimization tab here. Now we can see that the default optimization method is called screening. And in order to see the details of that, we can look over to the table here under cell 5, and we can see that the screening method is used as a simple approach based on sampling and sorting. And this is the method we're going to use for our analysis. However, you can also change this method and use, let's say, a MOGA analysis or an adaptive multi-objective analysis. And to figure out what those do, you can click on it, and then you'll see another description here in order to get more detail on this type of method. So let's go back to the screening method and change the number of sample points from 100 to 10. Now the reason for this is because 100 will take a long time to calculate on our computer, and generating 10 sample points will be good enough for us. And for candidate points, we're going to leave that as 3, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that once it's solved. Now finally, we can go into our domain, and here we can select the lower bound and upper bound for our parameters P1 and P2, which are the diameter and the thickness. So in this case, for the thickness, we're going to change the lower bound to 80, and we're going to change the upper bound to 120 millimeters. And for the diameter, we're going to change the lower bound to 30 and the upper bound to 50. Now as you can see below it, we have something called parameter relationships, where let's say you wanted to create a relationship between the input and output. Let's say I want the thickness to be equal to 2 times the diameter. Well, you can create an expression here and make your own relationship between these two values to add another type of constraint. Now moving on under the parameter P1 and P2 here, we can see now that the lower bounds and upper bounds have been defined, and the parameter relationships, we're going to leave that empty for now. And now we're ready to solve for the results. So we can go ahead and click on Update, and then ANSYS will automatically populate 10 sample points for us. So now that we've clicked on Update, we can see that ANSYS is currently working and is busy, and we can see that it automatically created these 10 sample points for us over here. We can see that the extrude depth is between 80 and 120, and the diameter is between 30 and 50. Now as for the results of the columns D and E, for the lifting lug mass and the safety factor, these are going to be automatically calculated as we speak. So I'm just going to skip forward because this takes a little bit of time to solve.